Thanks for watching SmartFoxTV. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe.
Hello, Smart Fox viewers. It is that time again for the fun of the holidays. And what better way to make everyone smile than the elf on the shelf acting out throughout the house? If you are like me, at some point in time, you wondered what was the big deal with these elves and why does it feel like everyone has them doing some unique things? The Elf on the Shelf began with Carol Aberol's childhood traditions with her family's elf Bisbee. In 2005, Carol and her two daughters, Chanda Bell and Krista Pitts, decided to share their childhood tradition with the world, and together they began a worldwide media sensation when they self-published their book, An Elf Kit, Elf on the Shelf, A Christmas Tradition. But it wasn't until 2007 when the true magic began. Once Jennifer Gardner was seen with the elf book on the shelf tucked under her arm, the Today Show jumped on the story and the rest is history. This story describes how Santa's scout elves hide in people's homes to watch over the events. Once everyone goes to bed, the scout flies back to the North Pole to report to Santa the activities, good and bad, that have taken place throughout the day. Before the family wakes up each morning, the scout elf flies back from the North Pole and hides in the home. Hiding in a new spot each morning around the house, the scout elf plays an ongoing game of hide and seek with the family. The Elf on the Shelf explains that scout elves get their magic by being named and being loved by a child. In the back of each book, families have an opportunity to write their elf's name and date that they adopted it. Once the elf is named, the scout elf receives its special Christmas magic, which allows it to fly from the North Pole. The book tells how the magic might appear if the scout elf is touched. So the rule for the Elf on the Shelf states that there's only one rule that you have to follow, so I will come back and be here tomorrow. Please do not touch me, my magic might go, and Santa won't hear all I've seen or I know. Although families are told not to touch their scout elf, they can speak to it, tell it all their Christmas wishes, so that it can report back to Santa accurately. The story ends on Christmas Day when the elf leaving to stay with Santa for the rest of the year until the following Christmas season. In 2012, the Elf on the Shelf made its first appearance at the Macy's Day Thanksgiving Parade, alongside fellow parade newcomers Hello Kitty and Papa Smurf. And in 2013, the Elf on the Shelf hit #1 spot on the USA Today bestsellers list. In October 13, the Elf on the Shelf made a birthday tradition, which was released and written and illustrated by the same team that created the first book. It offers instructions for inviting a scout elf to visit for a child's birthday party and describes how the elf decorates a chair for the child. In April of 2014, 2 supplemental birthday products were released: the Elf on the Shelf Birthday Countdown Game and the Elf on the Shelf Birthday Chair Decoration Kit. The Elf on the Shelf was parodied in The Gnome in the Home and The Nightmare After Christmas in 2016 episode of The Simpsons. Since then, the family has created other products inspired by ideas sent from kids across the globe. Currently, they've expanded from their traditional Elf on the Shelf kit with Elf Pets, Elf Clothing Line, and Elf on the Shelf Christmas Musical in select cities this year. Even with this growing popularity, Carol and Chanda and Krista want to keep one thing constant: to appreciate the elf simplicity. Krista shared with HuffPost, everyone can enjoy the Elf on the Shelf for its general simplicity. It doesn't need batteries, it's all about imagination and some Christmas magic in the mix. If you are looking for a heartwarming Elf on the Shelf ideas, here are a few to consider. Happy holidays from SmartFoxTV.
Welcome to Christmas Trivia. 57 years ago today, the classic stop-motion film Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was released. In the film, we meet an elf named Hermie that doesn't want to make toys. What did he really want to do? Be back with the answer.
Hi, welcome to SmartFoxTV News, and do I have some good news for you today? The first one is about a man named Alexander McLeish who won $1 million, and the story of how he won the $1 million is really interesting and kind of chilly in some ways. No pun intended there. So how it happened was that he received a ticket from a friend and a get well card. The reason that he got the get well card to begin with was because he was recovering from open heart surgery. Now, when he took out the lottery ticket and started scratching it off, the first 3 letters were AWM, which were his exact initials. And as he finished the puzzle on the bottom, the last word he scratched off that won the $1 million for him was heart. So talk about very coincidental. He plans to use the money to donate some to his 2 adult sons, as well as give some to his friend who helped him get the lottery ticket. So a perfect time for gift giving for him. Another story we have on a grander scale is one about 412 Food Rescue. So what they've been doing is to combat the pounds and pounds of food waste that we have. What they decide to do is take all that food scrap, we're talking thousands and thousands of pounds, and turning them into microwavable food for people who are in need. So what they've done is they started collecting all these food items that would have been scrapped from various local businesses using an app they've created. And they ended up getting so much food that they didn't have any room to put it anywhere. So in 2019, they actually built their own kitchen and started taking all the donated food and turning it into millions of items that they could pass out to different families in need across 15 cities. So to date, they have saved over 20 million pounds of food and have turned it into 17 million meals. So that's 0 waste and 0 money that it costs them, since it's all based on donations, and all the people who work and transport it are volunteer based. So they're currently working across those 15 cities, but hopefully we see more of their work across cities near us and cities across the nation. Thanks for tuning in for our good news today.
Welcome back to Christmas Trivia. In Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Hermie the elf didn't want to make toys. He wanted to become a dentist. The other elves didn't approve of his ambition, so he quit his job, and that is when he met Rudolph, who he goes on an adventure with as a band of misfits. Thank you for playing Christmas Trivia.
This is Kim.
This is Tracy.
Hi, this is Sally.
And thanks for watching
SmartFoxTV.
Stay Foxy!